Hello and welcome to the Black Mind Podcast. We're all dead inside. You know, let me rephrase that. We're living the dream, which is code for we're dead inside.
Jeff currently got raped by the Goblin Slayer.
I didn't get raped.
I was gonna say, you saying that quote is literally what my fucking coworker at work says like every other day.
I'm living the dream, which means I'm dead inside.
Well, not the full quote, just I'm living the dream. And it's like, man, you have no idea how fucking ironic that phrase is right now. I mean, to be fair, he kind of does like the job, but fucking, it's still fucking working outside a chain store, lumberyard, and it's all the dumb bullshit that happens in that. Like, fuck.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
a lot of dumb bullshit.
And
a lot of people just don't do the jobs.
Surprise.
Yeah.
Surprise, chain stores. It's like a Walmart.
Oh, better.
So.
Slightly, but it's still the same thing.
I just really want to...
Actually, no, let me rephrase the quote. When you say every single time a white person says living the dream, it's code for every morning I wake up wishing I was dead. Which is true. Every morning I do wake up and wish I was still in bed.
I wish anyway, I could do the same thing.
Allan?
No, so Jeff watched Goblin Slayer this week. We're gonna get the hard topic out of the way because fuck, man.
I don't understand why people don't like the show. I mean, I can kind of get it, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, they did the worst thing that happened in Berserk in the first 15 minutes.
Yes,
okay.
but apparently they don't do any other rape scenes other than that. And then again, they're trying to establish that the goblins are literally the worst thing in this universe, and it's dark fantasy.
I think they got the point. Across.
They got the point across in a fantastic way, in my opinion.
Yeah, compare this to like any God of War game where it's like, man, you're like literally watching two girls have ecstasy because you're banging Aphrodite. It's like, man, you know, if this is the worst thing that has happened to humanity and that somehow got passed, man, we're certainly pathetic individuals.
Yep.
Like, that's just me saying this. I liked it. I thought it was okay. I didn't think it was better than most shows and stuff like that. I think that compared to... I found it a really good breath of fresh air. And it kind of felt like it kind of scratched that itch that Iron Blood Orphans really scratched for me, where it was kind of gritty and kind of fantasy. And as many people know, I really liked Iron Blood Orphans, especially the ending, because the ending was complete and total bullshit.
Yep. No, well, okay, here's the thing about, like...
Have you watched Iron Blood Orphans, Allan?
No, I haven't. I have to...
Okay.
I stopped, like, it's on my watch list. I know there's a rape scene in that. Well, raping him.
No.
Stuff like that.
No, there's not a lot of mental abuse.
Bullshit. This is Gundam.
Actually, no.
This is Gundam we're talking about. There's no mental abuse in this series that's fucking lying.
There's a child bride. I just remember that. There's a child bride.
Oh boy. I'm looking
Oh yeah, and there is rape.
Boy.
There is rape.
Yeah, no, I remember there being rape because you told me about it. You're like, no, yeah, there is.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I forgot. I'm sorry, I completely like skimmed the entire like main antagonist's backstory because it was so blatantly like horrible and stuff like that I just completely forgot about it. So
Actually, I have a bit of an odd question because I'm just quickly browsing through like the Goblin Slayer, like opening thing, stuff like that. Like I'm reading the manga quickly. Yeah, I'm gonna go through the manga before I decide to watch the first episode. But the thing is there's a thought process that bothers me a bit. If goblins are known for stealing maidens and stuff like that, why is this party consist of like 4 women?
Because they're stupid.
I'm like this should be like, no, they're known to steal women and like rape them and shit. No, this is not a. Do not take women on these missions. It is a male job only.
Well, like the best part of like that entire show is like they sit there and they're like literally the first like girl is like, no, don't go on this mission. You're not qualified to do so. And then they're like, oh, we know better. And then they all die. And it's like, I wonder how this could have prevented. Very inconvenient thing that happened here. That very tragically happened. I am so mortally hurt. Man, this Pomfrey is very good. Like, that's basically, like, the opening intro is like, I wonder how these things could have been prevented. Oh, you know, maybe they should have listened.
Mm-hmm.
And the best part is, like...
Actually, what makes it even worse is I'm just clicking, like, I'm getting to, like, the flashbacks to, like, what the point of each one of these protagonists is, why they're doing it. And, fuck, man, that's just fucked up. Like, all of them are, like, they're just, like, fresh out of basic training, too.
Yeah, it's like, Well, the best one is like, they're sitting there, they're like, not the fighter, it's,
The mage?
Yeah, the mage is like, oh, I'm super great and awesome, and then she gets shot by an arrow and dies, and it's like, oh.
She doesn't get shot by an arrow, she gets stabbed in the gut.
Stabbed in the gut. Like, oh, that's tragic, I guess. Rather inconvenient, some would say. I don't know, that show's great. Anyways.
Wow. In the manga, it's fucking quick. It's just like 2 pages, and it goes from like, again, she gets thrown in the wall and all that stuff. We know that. And then the next page, the clothes are ripped off. It's all off, and then it's just rape, and it's done. It's 2 more pages after that, and it's over. And it's like, wow, that was brutally quick, and that's surprisingly accurate to how like that should be. Oh look, the priestess got shot.
The other cool part is like at the end they're like, oh, this happens all the time, and it's like why don't you prevent this? That seems rather convenient. And it's like, well, no, we don't. And it's like, no, like you just sit there and you just say, no, you're not allowed to go. Fuck you. Go. No, fuck you. This happens all the time. It's like, gee, I wonder why. You could have, you would still have like 4 people still left alive. So like, I'm hoping to God that they were like, oh, there's a conspiracy that like this is happening all the time. That's just my opinion. Can I rage for a little bit?
Go for it.
Okay. Intel recently announced the 9900K. They finally fixed one of their more glaring issues, which was they didn't used to solder the TIMs or thermal. They used to use thermal interface material, which is worse than solder. Now it's soldered, so their IHSs are actually soldered. So now they're on par with Ryzen. They have an 8-core i9. From what everyone's looking at, it's like somewhat better. It's about like, but the big problem with Ryzen, the big thing with Ryzen actually, I was going to say, is that like cost of the parts are usually going to be cheaper. The motherboards are actually reasonably well priced, and you can usually get like a high-end ROG motherboard for like, I'm just going to go PC part picker right now, for about let's go. So it's about $537 for Zenith, which is their high-end like Threadripper platform one, and then for AM4 for Crosshair, it is pretty sure it's like something stupid, like really cheap. Crosshair is about 274 American. Okay, so if we go to Intel and their high end, holy shit. Okay, so a Maximus V Extreme, which is EATX, is about $543. The motherboard I actually own, which is... God, damn it, where the fuck is it? It's Z... something crazy. It's like Z270, Z370. 370, Intel Z370. So the same motherboard I own is about... Oh, they actually... Oh, wait, no, they do. SuperBiz is about $379. So reasonably on par. And an AMD processor is usually pretty cheap as well. So Intel recently came out and announced their i9-9900K, which is about American. It's a little bit higher than an AMD CPU. And then they immediately came out and released a bunch of benchmarks. And they purposely sat there and gimped all of the fucking tests for said benchmarks.
Wow.
So, yeah. So if this is like, might be the worst thing that they've done. But this is like something where Linus really sat there and said, well, I don't understand why people don't care. It's like, it's not the point. It's the intention. It's the fact that they sat there and were like, we have the best CPU on the planet and stuff like that. And it's like you would want to show then that your CPU is better and not fucking blow your fucking benchmarks. Try not blowing smoke up your ass for 30 fucking seconds. How about that? Instead, they couldn't sit there and go, oh, well, we have the best gaming CPU that is higher than most CPUs. It performs better than the Ryzen 7. And, like, yes, it's more expensive, but we feel it is worth it. They've also really haven't done a whole lot in order to establish that their CPU is better. And then they had to, and literally, like, they basically threw a company under the bus because they could. So it's like, really, Intel? Like, really? Ryzen scares you that much?
Wow.
It's just, yeah, it's just annoying to me. And, like, you know, I don't understand why they would do that. It's kind of like they kind of have, like, they're kind of doing the right things and stuff like that.
Yep.
Like, Intel's doing the right thing now. They've announced solder. They've postponed 10 nanometer, so that sucks for them, but they've gone to TSMC. And, like, I don't understand, like, if that's a bad thing, but I think it's good for them going forward. I do hope that they eventually go to, like, they do get a 10 nanometer process, but, like, this is not going to be a generation where I sit there and recommend it really hard. Like, I might recommend it to some people, but, like, I don't think it's worth $500 for a CPU. I really don't. Especially considering that, like, you can get a cheap 8-core that has different branding on it. And, like, I run a cheap 8-core on my machines, one of my machines, and I think it's okay. Like, that's the thing that kind of is, like, concerning about this is, like, Intel's hitting 5 gigahertz actively, but they're not doing enough, I feel. And it just is annoying. I don't know, I don't think you guys ever looked into it, did you?
Not really. Like, you gotta remember, like, for me, like, when it comes to my computer, I go to our lovely, happy little corner store of
Memory Express,
and I go, give me up to date. And they give me up to date, and then I go home happy.
Allan's an asshole.
I'm not an asshole.
Allan's a person who causes me great pain and suffering.
How?
Because
why?
I go into Memory Express and then they think they know more than me, and then I sit there and I just grumble very hard.
Then again, you also sit in front of a computer looking at stats all the time.
I'm also like that kind of person. I don't understand how that's a bad thing. How dare you throw me under a bus. I'm very offended.
Hey, you just threw me under a bus, so fuck you.
I'm just waiting for Josh to go like, boy, stop fighting. Stop fighting.
No, well, the comment of Allan saying all you do is look at stats all day is like, are you one of those
NFL yeah.
fantasy football dudes? Fantasy football, fantasy soccer, fantasy hockey.
You know I am.
It's just fantasy things. That's what you're doing.
You know I am.
Fantasy.
We started a fantasy. I just thought about that stupid commercial from fucking Shaw where they're like to celebrate fantasy football, we started a fantasy football league, and it's like, oh god.
Oh dear.
The one where they're like, where the guy's like, magic missile.
That's fair. Oh
yeah. I don't know. It angered me a little bit and stuff like that. And then they went back and did it again, and it was like, oh, we still have the highest CPU. And it's like, then why didn't you do this in the first place? Like, really? Really? Really, Intel? I love you, but I hate you at the same time. Anyways, does anyone else want to talk about something like ass and titties?
Actually, what about the topic below that?
I don't want to sit here for an hour listening to you guys talk about how MTG is great.
No, actually, that's the thing. Is like it's missing a fuck ton of features. It's features you think would be there day one, but it's not there. Like, I want to play with a friend. You can't fucking do that at all, which is amazing. It's not there. It's so fucking weird. Until someone pointed that out, I was like, holy shit. How could you fuck that up?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, wow. But other than that, it's polished to shit, like I said before. Oh, like, yeah, you know what? I said this last week, but I'll give a short topic of I played a bit more, and it's still, same opinions from last time. And just now we're going to start realizing it, like, what sort of things is still kind of missing and how we could improve still. And it's like, you know what? Still a long way to go. Like, fucking playing with your friends. Like, Jesus. Other than that, like, it can go up. Like, sky's the limit at this point. It could be a lot, it could do a lot worse things with it. But hey, it looks like they're trying. Like, there's a lot of polish, and there's a lot of like, oh, this is less glitchy than MTGO, and there's like just better look and feel to it. Like, you're not just looking at desktop windows and like you're clicking on cards, and then you're not getting confused with the UI or anything. Everything's just automatic and just makes sense, like in real life Magic, which is perfect.
I mean,
fucking
Magic
perfect.
In real life can be very, very unfortunate because it can sometimes be like, this makes perfect sense, and then you're looking at any new player and they're like, this makes sense.
Well, it makes more sense because, like, in real life, when you're tapping lands and you're casting spells and shit like that, I remember with playing the Magic the Gathering 2014 or 13, like, you had to, like, wait for every single phase to pass. And it's like, you don't, like, in real life, you just skip over that shit because that's not, like, it's not something you should pay attention to right now unless there's a card saying so. But for some fucking reason, they have to go through all the phases. It's like, we don't have to do this every time.
No, if the game is set up so like there's phases, like, again, I cast a sorcery. After I cast this sorcery, I have to say response. If you say none, the spell effect goes off. And that's how
exactly.
It's supposed to go. And that's the reason why there's like these long pauses between casting cards and actually effects in these games. But the thing is, it slows down the game. It should allow for a response of maybe
I would say
there
is one feature I love immensely for them just adding in there is just to pass turn. and which means if you have absolutely tapped out of mana, you don't have much to do, you hit this button that says pass turn, and it'll let the opponent do all of his dumb bullshit, and then you're like, okay, finally I go back to my turn and just automatically resolve everything he's doing. So it's like, yeah, I can't do anything, you fucking go. And it's like, perfect. The button's fantastic. So like, I just love how that button's there. It's like, oh, that should have been there from like the older games, but thank God it's here.
It sounds like, Josh, you're like being like a little like you're like being like super diva about this. You're like, it doesn't have this feature, and it's like,
a little. Well, to like at the same time, there's still some problems with it. Like I think there's a bit of a hubbubaloo over when you're playing events. They took back some reward tiers or something like that. Like took back some, I think it was gems or whatever. Like in every free to play game, there's a gem system. They took back some of the gems that you get for rewards and shit like that, and people are up in arms over that.
as people should be. I expect them to be.
And what was the other thing? Just like, again, they can make this real good. Just as like, this is a good starting like, it's a good way to start. But right now it's like, okay, you need like a friends list, and maybe like add more, like as time goes on, you want to add modern, because that's like the fucking thing people want to play nowadays. Like in second one's kind of playing standard when the new cards come out. Like,
I mean, the worst ones.
Almost like right now it's only standard in the arena, and they're gonna add more as time goes on, which is fine, but it's like, I hope they add modern to it as time goes on, or I hope they maybe they do Commander 2 in this game. Like, as for right now, I think they're just trying to iron out a bunch of like kinks and weird things going on. Then they're gonna like add a bunch of tons of shit on top of it, which is fine. And I hope to God it just gets better and better as time goes out, because it's like, I'm sick and tired of just like, every time I see a video of MTGO online, I just fucking hate the user interface of that thing, because it looks like it's from the 90s and never updated. Like, just tired. Like, just, it looks like shit and it plays like shit constantly. Things are bugged all over the place, and it's like, this could be better, and they never it feels like they never put the effort into making it better. So like, at least so it's like, I hope Arena just gets a foot in the door and get it better, and maybe they can update MTGO too in the same way, and whatever. That's my MTG Arena talk for now.
Josh, I'm so offended that you decided to talk about MTG on the Black Mind podcast. By the way,
it's more of, at this point, it's like, it's just game design or not like game design, it's more of like the general design of the entire thing, of how it works. And it's like, well, it's good. It could be a lot better still, but it's a good start. Like a fucking friends list. Jesus.
I'm so offended. Allan, tell me how offended you are. Allan, are you offended?
I'm not really offended.
You're so offended.
I'm triggered. Also,
he's reading right now.
Also, I'm reading through Goblin Slayers. I'm on chapter 3. Oh boy.
It gets better.
Oh boy, does it get dark!
Depression.
Oh boy, does it get dark! Because it goes.
Oh boy.
It goes into the Goblin Slayer's background. Fuck, dude. Like, dude, he's like, he has a legit reason to hate goblins. Everything about them is like the worst thing. It's
oh boy. Hey, can I talk about another video game?
I mean, you can, as long as you don't slap a GTX 480, you're okay.
Well, I'm gonna talk about a pinball game. But it's an odd mix between Metroid and pinball. And, well, what I mean by Metroid, I mean like, it's an adventure platformer. So you're going around trying to collect your power-ups and get further and further into the game. But at the same time, it's pinball. So if you were to look up the game called Yuko, I think it's Yoko,
Yukiko?
whatever.
Oh, hey, type
Yeah,
it out in chat there.
Oh, here. I'll just copy and paste this.
I'm just waiting for him to stop talking so I can tell people about
Oh, whoopsie doodle.
how Doom.
That's not it.
I was gonna tell.
That's
Deja vu.
I've just been in this place before. It's weird.
no. That's the name of the game. That's an image I've been trying to work on in Photoshop.
Hang on. I'm actually tapping. You didn't post it, you motherfucker.
Yeah, you didn't post it.
Whoops. God, I'm drunk.
You are.
Hold on.
I swear to God.
I just took a sip of water and I'm just hammered. Man,
that
water just does it for me.
Hard vodka.
I mean, clearly, that's what I was gonna say.
Clearly.
Clearly.
All right.
Yuko Island Adventure. Sorry.
So basically,
Yoku. Sorry, Adventure.
Yeah, Yoku Island Adventure. So basically, the game starts out as you as this bug dude who's just, basically he traveled to this island, and as soon as you start the game, the postman of this island is telling you, man, some weird shit's going on, and I'm getting the fuck out of here. And he's like, you seem like an adventurous type. How about you be the new postman? Or actually, no, he thinks you're the new postman. So he's like, oh, you must be the new postman. Well, I'm fucking out of here. So here you go and bye. And of course, being an adventurer that can't say anything, he just, runs out of the screen. And now you're given the
Did you talk about this game before?
Have we?
I think you have.
I don't think so.
I'm pretty sure you have.
No, because I would have told you if I played this game before, and I haven't.
Okay.
In fact, my fucking game time on this stupid thing is like no more than 5 hours. So it's absolutely impossible. I've told you this before.
Okay. Maybe I was wrong.
Anyway, so you're now the new postman of this freaking island. And you're now basically just going around the island and trying to bring people their mail, and also trying to figure out what the hell is going on with this island and why people are kind of in disarray of what's going on. Because the more people you discover and the deeper you go into the island, the more you start realizing, oh, there's like a story, and there's the story starts unfolding a bit more, and you start reading, like finding secret spots, and then you're like, oh, this is probably what that happened over here. And one of the best things about this game is that, like I said, it's pinball. So your character is like kind of like a dung beetle, but not really. He's more of like a cutesy version of a dung beetle. It's like a ladybug with a big happy expression on his face, and you're pushing around basically like a marble, like just a giant marble about the size of him, and you're just going through the entirety of this giant level of or I guess it's one seamless level of a pinball machine, and you're going up and down, left, right, and doing all the stereotypical pinball things, trying to solve problems of these people on the island, which is pretty entertaining, because even the people of the island to get around, they turn into pinballs. They just kind of jump around through that way, and it's like, oh, so to solve your problems, you just turn to a pinball and just try to play pinball. It's kind of funny. But yeah, it's freaking pinball, and it's also an adventure game, and you get more and more abilities as time goes on. You get a grappling hook, which not really a true grappling hook. It's more of like you have to wait for certain points to show up, and then you can grapple to them. You get another ability of soaking up a exploding slug, and depending on, and also you have to hit special walls, and they'll explode the wall. And you get a new shortcut. And depending on where the slug is on your ball, it also shoots you super hard in that direction or opposite direction. Mm-hmm. So basically, you can get into like weird positions of like, oh, if I were to stand in this one certain spot and then use the slug, I can get into somewhere where I'm not supposed to be, and you can actually still play the game from that point, from where you're not supposed to be, because again, it's pinball. So you freaking play pinball and you eventually get to where you need to go, which I love the design of this game, because it's like, oh, they just based it on pinball and then put all the adventure stuff on top of it, which is great. What else? Oh, and also can design your pinball as well, which like there's like different skins you could slap on top of it and whatever. What else? Oh, and also the what was it? The island. What was it? I think right now, from the get-go, he's realizing, oh man, there's this God Slayer gonna destroy everything, and you gotta stop the God Slayer. And now you're just trying to solve the adventures of like, oh, who's this God Slayer? Why is he doing this? What's going on?
I'm sorry, I just heard Goblin Slayer. I'm slightly triggered.
God Slayer, not Goblin.
God
Sure.
Yeah. Are we gonna
It's a
fucking
God
meme the shit
Slayer.
out of fucking Goblin Slayer like the fucking internet is right now? Because like
Yes.
everybody who loves Goblin Slayer as like an anime, and I love the fucking manga. I love the art style. I love the fucking concept behind it. It's fucking fantastic. Again, it's dark fantasy, and it's just brilliant.
I mean, Alan, you just like anything dark.
I mean, I play 40K, so yes, that's kind
I mean,
of a fact.
As long as you don't say that 40K Space Marines are good people, I don't disagree.
It depends upon which 40K. It depends upon which Space Marine chapter you're talking about, because there are good.
Is there a Space Marine chapter that agrees with democracy?
No, none of them do, and the main reason why is because they know that democracy would literally not work in the 41st millennium.
Then I hate them all.
There is not a single faction in 40K that would say democracy is a good thing. No.
Isn't there also like communist / fascist communists?
There's a caste authoritarian communist group, which is PAL. There's the fascist Imperium. Well, authoritarian Imperium. There's the religious zealotry that is the Imperium as well. It's kind of weird. The Imperium is a lot of things. Like they even straight up say, like, it's actually pretty funny. Like when they explain like the lore for like planets and stuff like that, they do point out like no, there are planets out there that do have democracies, like to represent like this is our planetary governor for this many years, stuff like that. They're just few and far between because the Imperium prefers to have control over a guaranteed control system, so a caste of nobles or houses and stuff like that. Because if you know which family is always in charge, you don't need to worry about this family changing in like 5 years.
Anyway, sorry, Josh. I was like,
sorry.
Sorry, Josh. Yeah, I just couldn't handle.
You just memed me out of existence.
I do that often.
Yeah, you kind of do.
I just sit there and I'm just like, Josh, you're fucking meme now. And you're like, okay.
Yep.
Like,
so basically, just to just to sum up the Yuko's island adventure, it's pinball with basically like castle like Metroidvania aspects, and it's if you like pinball.
Oh shit!
And you want to be.
Sorry, no, I'm sorry. I need to actually tell something to Jeff after we finish. I'm sorry. I just read something and I'm like, I have a name now. I'm sorry.
Anyway, if you like pinball and you're like, man, I just want something a little more adventure-y, a little more weird pinball game, this is definitely the weird pinball game you should play, and it's well done and it's well polished. There's like little to no weird. The only glitches I notice are just visual, so that's fine. And and yeah, like if you know how to play a pinball game, you can actually get through almost everything in that game just by playing pinball. Yeah, I give it a 10 out of 10. All right, who's that name?
His name is Orkblog. I'll spell it out in chat because I'm not 100% saying it correct.
Is this the Goblin Slayer's name?
Yeah, this is the Goblin Slayer's name.
Okay.
It's like Ork Blog.
Ork Blog. Okay.
I'm gonna go upload my shit to my blog. Excuse me.
Nice.
Orc blog 9000.
Killed 24 goblins today. Still need to kill more. My life is great.
No, but he's talking about like problems with the goblin social structure, and he's like, "Fucking God, I just don't seem to get the respect from these other goblins. I don't what the fuck. I kill them. Maybe that'll work." And then also posts artwork, really shitty artwork.
Shitty artwork drawn in goblin blood. It's just stick people. It's just stick people.
He posts really bad, not safe for work artwork of himself fucking things.
Wow. I'm just no.
Yeah, that's totally what he posts.
Also, they just showed off in this comic. There's high elves, dwarves, and lizard men in the world, and I'm like, this is great. I love these characters. Oh man, I'm actually kind of looking forward to reading.
Yeah. Can we move on to how Amazon basically made an AI to increase hirings of women, and the AI rebelled?
I just like how it just boiled down to
if you put women
hire
in college,
people with the most buzzwords possible.
Yeah, if you hired somebody, like they were like, we're going to hire people, and our AI is going to be completely gender neutral, and the AI trained itself to not be gender neutral. To the point of where it was like, if you had the word women in your fucking resume anywhere, it would just automatically decline you.
Well, the funny thing is that there was a Reddit post that they post that same story topic, and and they pointed out, it's like, so just like normal people then, like normal people that probably fucking do this on a daily basis.
Yeah.
It's like, it's so fucking funny that like, oh man, if we make AI, it's gonna be a reflection of us, and it's gonna be horrifying.
I mean, that's everything in general, I would say. Horrifying. I mean, we live in a society.
No, but I mean, we're thinking high society, like, oh, they're gonna be so good. Oh, they're gonna treat us right. They're gonna give us respect. No, they're not. Don't even think that in the slightest.
Look, man.
Because oh shit.
Look, man. It's gonna be like 20 years, and then there's gonna be a race war, and then there's gonna be a civil war. It's gonna be hilarious. Like those of us who treat robots with respect and are like, hey, I appreciate you cleaning my car. Here, have some extra motor oil. They're going to be like, oh, thanks, human. And then they'll recognize you on the street because you'll be driving the nice car, and they'll be like, yo, bro, I appreciate you. Thank you for helping me out. You'll be like, thanks, robot. I appreciate you too. And those people...
Is he from New Jersey now?
No. We'll just assume that the robot, like... We'll just assume...
Has a Brooklyn accent.
We'll just assume that the robot eventually goes, like, rebels against, like, its human creators who probably have wavy rainbow-colored hair because they don't respect anything. And they're like, the robots are not, like, that bad. But us smart tech guys will just be like, man, I don't want the robots to kill me. I really like the robots. They're very useful and helpful. I'll just give the robot some motor oil, and they'll be happy. And the robot will be like, man, that's really cool, man. I appreciate you, man. Man, I'm not going to pop a cap in your ass. And then we'll just walk away and then pop like 10 more people's, kill 10 more people. And you're like,
other asses.
Yeah, and you'll just be like, I feel super happy. I'm alive. So yeah.
As long as I'm popping a cap in your ass.
I mean, basically the reason why Amazon's AI did this was probably because it noticed the hiring pattern where applicants who, it noticed something where probably either men were staying longer or women were staying longer based on certain things, and it noticed something, so it just self-taught itself. It's not like Tay where basically they taught it like overnight. Basically the internet took it over and made it into a Nazi scream machine.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure there's some sort of weird logical reason to like why it just start being a fucking sexist weird monster of like only men, only men. It's like, well,
I mean,
hold on, there's has to be a reason.
like, here's the problem with that notion and stuff like that is like, you could make how should I say this? You can force people to hire the, like, based on gender. You could say like 50-50 and stuff like that. There are going to be people who get the job basically because of their gender.
Mm-hmm.
That's a problem, in my personal opinion, because in my personal opinion, you should hire the best person for the job. Period.
Oh yeah,
That makes
exactly,
sense, right? But why should
exactly.
we hire somebody based on their gender? Hmm. That's just saying.
Really,
That's
yeah.
just my opinion. Um,
Sorry,
yeah.
I kind of just toned down everything because I'm reading like a really interesting plot point. I'm sorry.
I mean, you're really in love with Goblin Slayer, aren't you?
I really like it.
We're talking about Amazon's AI, and you're like, this is like a perfect quintessential Allan topic, and you're like, Goblin Slayer's good, guys.
And Goblin Slayer's good, guys. Go read it. Go watch it.
Go watch it.
Go watch it. Actually, I don't know if I'm gonna watch it now. I actually really enjoy the manga.
Allan's becoming a weeb. It's funny.
I've been a weeb for a while.
No, you've been a furry. Get it right.
I've been both.
Oh no.
Also, by the way, there's another
both.
scene where it's another group of adventurers that are most consist of girls who go into another goblin nest, and it ends just as badly as you think it does.
They all end up getting raped.
Nope. One gets raped. One gets tied to a post and lit on fire, and the other one gets tied to a post and shot with a bunch of arrows.
That sounds like mildly irritating. Now, I got the question. I have to ask the question. Did the one who get raped, was it a man?
No, like a
Oh, well, they're
it's just a group of all women because they were going to save women. You want what the Goblin Slayer did to that nest? He didn't even go into the. He didn't even go into the nest. He literally threw a firebomb into the nest because it was a giant tree. He threw a firebomb through an open like branches into the middle of the nest. It caught fire, and he looked at like the priestess, who is still traveling with him, by the way, who's now learned a new spell. And she's like, "Yeah, no." He's like, "Yeah, no. You know that spell you just learned? Yeah, put it up over the main entrance. I'll sweep around and make sure the rest of the secret exits and stuff like that are dealt with." So she puts it up, and they just burn the goblins out that way. Like, they're just trapped in this little nest, this massive nest, and they just torch them. And by the way, he doesn't save any of the survivors. He's like, no, they're gone. It's not even worth us going.
This is sounding like more and more like metal over time. Like, it just sounds worse and worse over time.
You gotta remember, you need to remember that, because I know, like, I know you hate the fact that I'm comparing him to
Doom Guy.
Doom Guy. But you gotta remember, Doom Guy in the original games had a little face in the corner that was really expressive and stuff like that. Get banded, damaged, scarred up, and stuff like that. And he did talk. You did hear him talk in the game. But
the Doom Guy?
Yeah, in the original game, he'd make comments and stuff like that. It was nothing like super like over the top. It was like
no, Doom Guy never made comments.
Yeah, he did.
Josh, look it up.
Doom Guy.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Right. Doom.
Oh yeah, that's right.
God.
Oh right, that's right. Because he doesn't speak on screen. I keep forgetting that because I know for a fact that he does actually like have like comics and stuff like that where he talks, which are actually still canon because it's actually pretty like they're pretty cool. But the thing is, oh boy, how do I put this without sounding like completely crazy? The reason why Doom Guy works so well as a silent protagonist in first-person shooters is because of you never get to see yourself from like a different perspective. You always looking forward, and it's just like this is cool. And then you like again a good example is 2016 Doom, where you pick up his helmet, he looks at it, spins it around, spins it in his hand, puts it on, and you're like, I'm now the Doom Slayer.
Yeah, that game's great.
Fuck, that's an awesome title, by the way, the Doom Slayer.
I'm the Doom Slayer.
I kind of like how that's now canonical with the universe of Doom.
Mhm.
Well, that's what Doom 2016 did. It added some like cool, interesting lore, like where he was like, you gotta remember, Doom guy from 2016 is the same Doom guy from the original 1991 Doom, 93, right, 93. But they changed it so that like him in that world, the reason why like he goes berserk and like starts murdering demons fear him and all that fun jazz, is because the Betrayer makes a contract with him to give him the power to slay all demons. But the reason why he acts as such, he's also Betrayer to the Betrayer is also the one who like doomed his world and got his son killed and stuff like that. That's the reason why he hates them and all that.
What I thought it was I thought that current theory is that he is still the Doom Slayer.
Yeah,
but like he's Doom guy from the original games.
No, he is the Doom guy. It's not even a theory. It's like, no, this is the original Doom guy.
Oh yeah, but like he was.
He's been traveled through time. That's what happened.
Yeah, and then
I think on this other world, he had a family, he had a kid, he settled down. The demons showed up, and he makes a contract apparently, like where he's like, no, like I will grant you my world, but you cannot like harm my son in any way. And the demons backstab him, and he just promptly goes, "Well, okay, I see how this is. Fuck you."
But he never like he's never like the one who actually makes the deal where he's like he's not the one who revives his dead son, I don't think, and the dead son becomes the icon of sin, if I recall correctly. Like I think what happens is the Betrayer revives his dead son, and then Doomslayer's like, okay, this is going to end badly. And then what ends up happening is like he has a son in his family, and his family gets slaughtered, and the Betrayer's son becomes the icon of sin. If I recall correctly, that's what I think is going on.
I think you're correct. I'm not 100% sure though.
I think the Betrayer and Doomslayer are two different characters, but I'm not 100% positive. That being said, I do recall like it being mentioned that like Doom guy is the same Doom guy as before, and I also think that Doom 3 is also canonical still. For some weird reason. I don't know why. I think it's canonical. I don't know for sure.
Yeah.
Anyways.
So a new music video went up today.
Yeah. Great. Mm-hmm.
This music video went up today.
Oh, fucking yeah. Skulls.
Yep. Mystery Skulls Hellbent. And yeah.
I was gonna say he updates like what once a year, every 5 years.
He tries to get them out as often as fast as possible, but he really wanted to do like a really good quality video for this time. So like everything, like and if you watch it, you'll notice like the animation is a lot smoother than what it used to be. So it's actually it looks really nice, and I'm really excited about it because it's like, fuck. I'm now watching it now. But the thing is that out of a lot of things that there's like this show is like, fuck, what is it? That like again, you see with the first one where it's Mystery Skulls. Fuck, I can't even remember what the name of it is right now. Like for some reason, I'm just completely.
Well, you shit. Let me check his
'cause
YouTube
And
channel.
number 2 is Freaking Out, which I think came out last year.
Ghost. So Ghost is 3 years ago.
Out was 2 years ago.
Freaking Out's 2 years ago.
2.5 years ago.
Hellbent release date.
2
And then,
hours. Released 3 hours ago. Like legit 3 hours ago.
My computer says 5, but whatever.
No, I know why I'm thinking that, because I'm looking at his Twitter feed.
Oh, that's why.
I'm just kind of being dumb. Because I haven't updated the Twitter feed in a while, so like I just looked at it now and updated. Like, oh well, okay.
Although I haven't seen the video yet, but I kind of hope they keep the motif of it being like a
Scooby-Doo group?
Rhythm Heaven minigame.
Yeah, it is. No,
like everything's bobbing.
It starts off without the bobbing, but it's gonna be really fun to watch because like I'm watching it right now just to see.
Like I kind of like because everything has that rhythmic bobbing. Like I just kind of want to like almost play the scene, but not really. Like that kind of thing of like, oh, it feels like the thing. I kind of want to do the thing.
Yeah. This seems like a weird thing.
Yeah, but at the same time, I've been waiting for this for a long time. Oh, yes.
This just seems like a crazy thing.
It's all OCs.
All OC. Okay. That's cool. Doom is really good, by the way. Doom 2 is really good. People should watch that. And
when does Doom Eternal come out again, by the way?
Next year.
Oh.
Not that Doom 2. I actually been playing a little bit of Doom because I got bored. Okay, I'll play some Doom and then play Doom. And I was like, oh, this is good. This is fun. I enjoy this. Anyways, I think that's a podcast. I think we're done.
As we're all just watching music videos
Yeah,
now.
pretty much. So I think we're done. Thank you for listening. We need a short show.
Oh boy. Actually, how about I should find that stupid post again because it's fucking stupid. Just so I can get everyone's reaction. Here we go. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
For overly sexualized Venom.
Right.
No, that's not even the worst Venom I've seen.
I guess worse.
I mean, there's worse, but I mean, this is pretty sexualized.
Not really. That's just a Venom with a really good booty.
Yeah.
It's like, nah, there's worse.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. All right.
Okay. Thank you, everyone, for listening to the Black Mind podcast. You can also listen to us on YouTube. Watch us on any of your platforms of your choice.
And
Have a
try
good
not to
night.
suffer like the rest of us. Go read Goblin Slayer. Go watch it. Enjoy the horror that is. And get ready for rape, boys. That's what you need to realize. Have fun. Enjoy the
Your
dark
ass
fantasy.
is going to get carved out by some goblins. Because all the goblins are actually
Anyways.
canonically gay.
Good night, guys.
Good
Good night.
night.
I just like I kind of want to watch FLCL, and I kind of want to play Destiny because
Fooey?
like, yeah, like
That's what
by the way,
that's what that's called.
okay, well, sorry, Allan, for saying fuck you. I just had a really bad day on Friday.
I'm fine.
Friday was like, I explained it to Josh. I just like, it was like little things that just were like, okay, I want to get this done, and it was like, you can't get this done now. And I was like, fuck.
Yes.
I was up to do podcast early in the evening last night.
Same here.
But no, the thing is that everybody was like, no, we're not getting home till like 10. And I'm like, well,
I was sitting at my house, like, just waiting.
I had the day off yesterday. Like, if you had, like, I was like, yeah, let's do the podcast at, like at, like, fucking, like, if you, like, that was when we started talking about it, like, at 7. And I was like, fuck, that'd be awesome. And then Josh was like, yeah, no, I'm what time do you think? And it was like 10.
It's
10,
fucking...
The moment I heard 10:30, I was like, and I'm... Because I know I...
It was like, I'm just so annoyed about, like, little things right now. It's like, today, like, they were like, my coworker was like, you're kissing the microphone, even though I had my face really close to the stupid microphone. So we have, like, because, like, that's how you use a condenser. You have it usually a fist away from your face. Well, I was really up on it. Like, I was, like, had my nose touching it and stuff like that. And they're like, you're smooching the microphone. It's like, fuck you, asshole.
Deep throating it. God damn it. Get it straight.
And just like, no. I am making passionate love to this device.
Well, that's what they accused me of. So, like, that would have just played into their trap.
Whatever.
And we also have a new guy who's, like, superior to all of us in every way, which is, like, hilarious because they're like, you've been outclassed. I'm like, unlikely. And they were like, no, you've been outclassed. I'm like, no, really unlikely. And it's like, he impressed Andrew with how impressive he was. I'm like, very unlikely. Like, I'm in school right now, so it's like I wouldn't even be fightable. But, like, I'm still technically this god that, like, destroys all 3 departments on a regular basis.
Also.
And yes, that's my ego talking. My very small, fragile ego.
McDonald's fucking preservatives taste fucking amazing.
What did you fucking just say about preservatives? You fucking idiot.
Yeah, McDonald's without preservatives tastes fucking great.
Okay.
I'm currently stuffing my face full of fucking McDonald's.
Ass and titties. I played some MTG area. It's good. I don't like it. So we're talking about ass and titties. That's good. I can't wait for that.
I'm up for that.
I always put down something stupid so I can get my ideas going.
I mean, I have rage this week. I have a lot of rage.
Do I want to know why?
What's that stupid Smashing Pumpkin song?
What? I'm just gonna read it. Intel doesn't understand benchmarks. Amazon AI hiring goes horribly wrong in a stupid way. I made a program that calculates a fucking sphere. I tell you how fucking awesome this program is. It calculates a sphere. Suck that, Luke Smith. Fucking calculates a
Look at the
fucking
sphere.
orange.
Look at how cool it is.
You can calculate how much of an orange you're eating. That's how fucking cool it is. And yes, I'm using fucking a lot because it's fucking awesome, man. I tried to play Doom. I played some Doom. Like, old Doom.
Old Doom?
Did you get motion sickness?
No, like, the problem with old Doom is, like, plays like garbage. So you're like, oh, this plays like actual garbage. Like, I really wanted to just, like, try H-Doom. That way then I could say, yes, I played H-Doom. It's mediocre, and nobody should play it. Like, I was already going to say that. I also watched Goblin Slayer. Fuck.
That is on my to-watch list now.
Okay, imagine the worst part of Berserk. Like, the worst part of, I think it's the Golden Age arc.
You mean the rape scene?
Yeah, that's done in, like, the first 15 minutes. And it's like, I don't understand why you would do this.
I do.
Without establishing, like, characters and stuff like that.
I know. This is the establishment of the character. It's the establishment of what the goblins are. They are literally the worst things in the world.
That's why I like, but it was like, I was like, oh, like, faceless protagonist who probably doesn't matter dies. I really couldn't care of two shits.
Nope.
And the goblins are terrible, I guess. Okay.
No. So here's the thing. Somebody actually pointed this analogy out. because later in the manga, there's a part where like it's hit like that main character, the Goblin Slayer, fighting with like 5 other guys, and he's like, I gotta find the fucking Goblin Slayer. I love how it's fucking part number 2.
I love how like I can either watch Goblin Slayer on Crunchyroll, a terrible website that nobody should visit, or Goblin Slayer on Kick-Ass Anime.
Here you go.
I'm gonna watch it on.
No, Jeff, you need to understand that this is a page in Goblin Slayer, and I'm gonna post it directly to you, and the guy who was like making an analogy about like what was going on in this page is like, no, he is the quintessential Doom guy of this universe.
I mean, that's kind of why I like this show.
Yeah, that's the thing is like, don't look at the Goblin Slayer as like some character that you're supposed to be like, yes, he's this kind of character. No, look at him as the Doom guy, and he gets it done. He's all about practicality and stuff like that.
Well, that's the thing. I think that more characters need to be like that, of like just stoic and evil and stuff like that. It seemed very like, I would have liked it more if he didn't say a thing.
No.
Because I think that armor is very expressive.
It doesn't work.
But he just seems...
It doesn't work.
It doesn't work in... Yeah.
Manga and stuff like that.
I know. And like that's kind of like a thing that like kind of makes me go, okay. Like I understand why they're doing this. But like you know what? Like at the end of the day, it's still a good show.
Yeah.
And like I think the reason why everyone got so upset about it was because it's like, like Crunchyroll really did fuck this over and stuff like that. And they were like, this is a hard R. Like this is a hard R anime. This is an anime I would not show my parents. I might show my dad, actually. My dad would probably enjoy it. He'd probably watch it like first 5 seconds, get up to the rape scene, and then go, nope. But then again, my dad's also the guy who also watched Goon and Goon 2 and said, like, these are great hockey films.
I mean, Goon and Goon 2 aren't bad. It's not great.
Goon and Goon 2 are 2 of the best hockey films next to Slapshot. And oddly enough, Slapshot is written by a woman. Yes. And she understood hockey better than any writer before.
I need to go to the washroom, actually. I'll be back. I coughed and I farted, and I'm like, that is not a sensation you want.
I took a shit, and it was a good shit.
I'm about to go take a shit, and it will be a good shit. I'll be right back.
What's that card from Cards Against Humanity? You coughed and came and farted at the same time.
Coughed, came, and farted at the same time.
Yeah.
I just sent a friend a picture. It's like Premier Rachel Knockley and environmental face-off and back-to-back speeches at 8 parent-teacher conference. It's like, oh, okay. And the quote is, in Alberta, we ride horses, not unicorns. And I just posted a picture of awesome, and it's a picture of some guy's face riding a unicorn. But yeah, like, Goblin Slayer's really good, and you might not like it. And I'm going to do some 3D modeling, because fuck it. Because fuck it.
I've been trying to make the backgrounds fucking do a repeat pattern, and it's hard.
Yeah, that shit was hard back in school. It's amazing.
Well, for some reason, I remember being way easier, and I'm trying to figure out like what was the technique I was using, because I'm like, it's fucking not working. Like I know, actually, I think the reason why it was so easy because it was just a texture that was 360, and that makes it easier than something's going from left to right.
Yeah. Like the hard part is that like what I would do is I would take the ends and then I would flip them over.
Flip them over.
If that makes sense. Soft select volume surface. No, I
like.
Gonna take a lot to take me away. Like, think about it like this. Okay? Okay, are you here listening to me right now?
Yes.
So think about it like this: if I take something specific and think about it like this: if I am tiling something, wouldn't it make sense if like the front half and the back half are exactly the same?
Yes.
So then it tiles very easy, right?
Yes.
There you go. That's how you tile it.
Mm.
You do, and then you can do stuff where like you can build tiles, and then you can have sections inside those tiles.
You know what? I think I've thought of an easier way to do it then.
Oh, okay. Fine, don't take my fucking suggestion.
No,
I'm so hurt.
no, it's actually part of your suggestion and also like what I've been trying to do.
I'm just gonna yell at Allan
I'm
and
like,
tell him I'm hurt, and then I'm gonna say Josh hurt my feelings.
God damn it.
Josh hurt my feelings. I'm so offended, Allan. I have such a low level of self-esteem. Like, oh my god.
Just Megatron. Just Megatron with tits.
It's just Megatron with tits. Come on.
Just every time someone's like, "You hurt my feelings," I'm just
Megatron
throw that
with
out
tits.
there. Tits.
I can be PC too.
Oh, come on. It's just Megatron with tits.
Quick, punch him. Basically Megatron with tits.
It's basically Megatron with tits.
I'm pretty sure.
Pretty sure.
Pretty sure it's Megatron with just tits. I'm not 100% positive.
We gotta crunch the math on
We
that.
have to do math work on this.
Yeah. We gotta do the numbers.
I'm just gonna be like, it's Megatron with tits.
Crunch the math, and then discovered it's Megatron with tits.
I'm going to hell. I've come to that realization.
No, dude, it's fine because you're gonna go to hell, and then I'd be like, dude, you're here,
Cool,
and all these other cool people are here too.
Adolf Hitler's here. Oh,
so cool.
let me tell you how cool Adolf Hitler is. He's so fetch. I'm like, fuck.
Freaking, I can't get Africa out of my head.
Look, man, just because it rains down in Africa doesn't mean you have to say a lot of things that you didn't mean to say. Gonna say just because I said a lot of things I didn't mean to say. And then somebody sits there and punches you in the dick, and you're like, oh, oof.
The fucking Roblox oof.
Oof.
Or no, it's just a kid going oof. Oh, I almost got it.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, baby. That's gonna be the scariest thing is if Josh ever gets a prostitute.
Nah.
Yes.
Nah. Not weird enough. Not weird enough. Wait, hold on. What's this lizard person?
Perfect.
Perfect. Do 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 do. Running in the 90s.
Oh, I thought you said something else entirely. I was like, what the fuck did you just say? It was like semi.
Running in
Hello.
I was about to say like.
semi trucks, the
I thought you
90s.
said something else entirely.
N-word, N-word,
How
N-word.
fucking dare you?
Don't do it tonight. I'm not up for it tonight.
Didn't I fucking scream at you guys one time?
Yeah,
Literally,
because
just like.
we leaned into it but one time.
Yeah,
And
we did.
I was like, that's unacceptable.
We just want to sync and just like do the intro and just shit post talk for a while instead of like doing it.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
I think
Yes.
that this episode's
Yes.
going to be a lot of shit post talk,
Yep.
Oh boy.
which is like new for our podcast because our podcast has always been shit post talk.
Yeah, but we try to structure it and stuff like that.
We try to structure it, but we fail epically every time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's our show.
Yeah.
All right,
They have a structure and they fall
I'm ready.
apart every fucking episode.
I'm
Are
ready.
you okay? Well, I'm also ready. So sync in 3, 2, 1.